steps for the installation of the right side brake. So first of all, we are going to install we're going to remove this part out, and then we're going to install the right side lever. Once that is installed, we're going to run the housing for the cable through the stem, getting it out right here. This is going to be our first step. In this step, we are going to remove the forks in the front side of the scooter using a 2.5 millimeters Allen key. Repeat the same step in the other side. Now that we have removed the forks from the front, we are going to proceed to drill a hole in this part of the scooter. The hole we are going to be making is 1/4 of an inch. So, and this will go like this, or like in this and the other side, and it's not going to touch the welding, neither damaging anything on the scooter. As we can see, I have already marked where I'm going to be drilling my hole, and for that we need a bit extension so we don't damage or scratch the side of the stem. So we're gonna have to go that way, like this, so we go as close as we can from the stem. That's it, the hole is done. Now that the hole is being made, we are going to proceed to pass through the cable. Now we are going to prepare the forks so the wire can run through around this edge in the top. So as we can see, it goes sitting like this. We are going to cut only the two left sides. So, and to do that, using a small clipper, there we cut that edge, that other one right there, and that other one. Now, with a plier, you can remove those little parts. I'm gonna try to remove as much as possible. We don't want to lose the screws as well. It's stuck, it's all right. All right, so now that we have that fork completely ready, we are going to proceed to do the rear one. The cable will come out right here. So we are going to proceed to remove, using the same Allen key we used in the front, to remove the rear screws. In this step, to fix up the rear fork, we either can do the same we did with the clippers, tuck, tuck, cut it from here, so the wire pass through, and then make a little cut over here, like around here, and then we'll let us come out with the wire properly over there. In my case, because I like all those things neat, I want to do that. I want to drill it. And so as we can see, I have a hole through it that I can put my wire all the way there, and it's going to be secure because it has a hole. But again, you just simply, if you don't have a drill to do this, you cut from here and cut the other edge. Basically, we'll have about the same once you break it off that little piece over here. For the rear, just going to cut like around here. Cable will come out just exactly in that little corner. It's gonna be just beautiful. And no, it's not gonna be a big up. It's gonna be very little thin over there, so water will not go in. So anyway, so here this is a hollow. It's a hole that it goes through outside the battery compartment, so it doesn't have anything to do. If the water goes in, it'll come out here or go on the front. It doesn't matter. Now that we have, I have already this. When I installed the cable, I did adjust it in the way as I want to install it. And I want this to be installed so it doesn't cover the light on this scooter because it doesn't have any other lights. So this light has to have complete clearance. So the wire has to come over here and go somewhere like that. So that is been done. This is adjusted. So we got it right here. So this is going to go like that. So there's a little bender over here. We want to put the cable, I have it right there, before putting everything else. And I'm going to pass it through over here all the way. For that, I'm going to cut the cable a little bit from here. And I'm going to adjust this one as well. So as you can see, I have it right there like that. It comes like this. So it's almost right. I'm going to cut it from here. Cable. Sorry guys, I forgot to press the record button when I add oil. So it helps so the cable doesn't get rusted with when water gets in it, and it helps also to the cable movement. So in this part, what we're going to do is put in a cup over here. This is this type. So now we put the cable in. And as I was explaining, it's before the cable is best to put it through before finalizing the installation. So because of the bending sometimes in the housing, it makes it difficult to pass the cable after. And remember, if you buy your cables already with the housing and all that installed, remember to put oil to it. That will help a lot in the long run. See a lot of guys that comes with the cables to replace, and it's because of they never used any lubrication on it, so that ruins the cable in the long run. In this time, we are going to do is make sure the length over here is right. The best way to do it is finding the power cable that comes from the dash to the controller and using the same measurements right there. With that, it'll give you plenty of space for that cable to run. As you can see, it runs exactly with that cable right there, so that will be just perfect. Before proceeding to put the forks back inside here to cover, we are going to put the cable through the compartment, which is the hole over here. So you can see that's how it goes, straight, easily. And as you can see, it's already coming out in the other side right there. And this is thoroughly in the outer part of the scooter. It doesn't go through anything. So, and now here, before proceeding, we're going to install the last fork, the rear fork, so we don't miss out anything. Everything is being done at once. As we can see, that's how it's going to go inside there. Let's do it outside. That is okay, we're gonna leave it that way. We're gonna proceed to the front, go back. We are going to proceed to install the forks back. Remember to make sure that this stays in as with the wire I was talking about, the power core. So because this is going to put a little pressure over here, it's going to bend it a little bit. As you can see, the best way to do it is bringing it from the up down part, push it to the top. That's it. That's how this is going to go. And that's about it. That's the installation of the front cable. Now this cable will not move under any circumstances because now it's a little bended over here. I mean, it's pressure, it has pressure with the forks, so this is not going to move. We want to make sure that when you drill that hole, it's in this line. We see inside this line. And why is that? Because if you buy a bore, we want to make sure that is completely, it has enough clearance for it, for something to go through over here until there. Okay guys, so that is important. Make sure that it is within this line, the hole done. Now once this is done over here, what you're going to proceed to do is add a zip tie. Right there. So and see what's going to happen here. Perfect. We have perfect movement. This wire won't move from here. This is actually a really good installation, and the best of all is if because if you run it through the battery compartment, it bends it too much. It bends the housing too much that it forces the lever. It makes it harder to press it and damage the cable at the end. So you want to make sure that this is the best installation you can ever done for your scooter. And once you install this, you don't have to ever touch it again, because again it's external installation and it goes through outside the scooter, so you don't have to move those cables anymore. Once you install it, it's done. Now before proceeding to get the rear part back done, we're going to install the lever. As we can see, I have the cap already in it. Once I press the lever, this is going to get in position by itself. That is very important. Make sure not to block your light with the cables, even though if it's very thin over here, it makes a big shadow in the front. Let's put our fork in the rear, secure it with the screws. Now guys, this installation is going to serve the same purpose for any suspension that you have. Okay, just remember to cut your wire to size, and that will be all. As we can see over here, I have a little too much, so you're gonna have to cut a little bit more from here. So when it friction, this thing will go like this, will move like this. And I don't want this to have too much pressure over here because it could break this part. So how I did to get the clearance to cut the housing, simply I remove from here and pull it out and give clearance from here, to the cable. So the cable disappeared over here and I was able to cut the housing. So that's how it's done. Now that the housing is adjusted, we are going to proceed to put the cup. Got it in place. Run our cable through it. That is done. Installation is complete. We don't need to touch the caliper. I'm gonna tie it up fully. Now, to finalize the process, let's cut the wire. I'm gonna leave it like this. For this we have a special end so the wire doesn't get damaged. That will look like that. That's it. That's about it, guys. That's how it's installed the cable and the rear brake through the outside of the scooter, which is the best way to do it. And now we're going to test it a little bit.